Ooh, ooh.
Hey guys, special edition. This is actually going to be an episode about you and I and Iron You, where basically we take a long little journey to get... How the f do you say that?
You and I and you take a journey together to become better New Yorkers?
Or YouTubers. So basically for this episode, we want to talk a little bit about Iron Fist. Just like a couple of concepts for some new shows that we're considering putting out on the little network that are kind of working in the background. That's why I haven't really been around as much, but I swear to God, baby, I'm coming home to you. So we were kind of like taking a look and discussing Iron Fist, going back and forth, like, because we see there's like a lot of hatred, like people like, like kind of against it, and I'm like, I don't think it's that bad. So, oh boy, prepare for the hate comments.
Oh yeah.
So
you two don't know what you're freaking talking about.
So therefore, so I don't have to pull out my Vaggie card and be like, just because I have one doesn't mean I don't know anything about comic books, but I will come straight out and say it. I grew up being aware of Iron Fist, but I never really dived into it. So if you don't know anything about Iron Fist, where have you been? Basically, Iron Fist, from what I've always known it to be, is always this rich white kid who basically ends up in Kunlun, blah, 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 blah. We don't really need to go into details. Basically, rich white kid goes into Kunlun. Kunlun is all Chinese and Asian culture.
Exactly.
So one of the things that I saw that people were having a really big issue with, people were saying like the lead character should be Asian because it is an Asian show. The only issue that I had was because from what Ralph was showing me was the fact that they were saying, oh, this show is racist, it's this, it's that. And I'm like, it's not racist. Like, oh, well, they don't have a lead Asian and that's why it is a racist show. And I'm like, you know what's racist? And don't get me wrong and don't take this the wrong way. Doctor Strange was a fun movie. You know what's racist? Yeah, it was fantastic. But you know what is racist? Taking a Celtic woman and then making her look Asian, like I couldn't catch that in the makeup. Okay, you make her dress this and then you go, oh, this is from Ireland. Like, come on, like, that's racist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't dress up in a kilt and go, actually, this is from, you know, I don't know, England or Africa. You know, like, I don't. Oh my God. That's what that was. And I thought that was wrong. That was just as bad as like whenever like they would that reminded me of my childhood of when kids would just walk up to me and be like, Ching Chong, how do I look? I have paper hat. And I'm like, my dad knows karate. Come up to me and be like,
Orale ese, como talevú, eh?
Like, I know that song. Yeah, you speaking? Like, come on. But from what I've known of Iron Fist, and feel free to like put any links that you feel the need to argue me down, because I'm pretty sure somebody will. About this, so what I do happen to like about Iron Fist is the fact that to me it's a very diverse episode. It's a very diverse episode after episode after episode. There's a huge cast, like whether you're Spanish, Indian, like it doesn't matter what you are. I mean, I could have been casted in, whether from background to actual characters. It looks like a really great chance for actors as well as ethnic actors to really break out. Now, granted, there's 4 main, white characters, but from what I understand of the comic books, I haven't really gone back to the original comic books or anything like that when it comes to the storyline. I don't know much about it, but from what I know, those characters make sense. Even when there's a scene with the triads, even his boys are mixed, and it's kind of like, I like that. I also like the fact that they didn't force anyone to look Asian. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're just gonna add some wing eyeliner. It'll make you a very Asian look. Like, I was really happy. I'm serious, because I was really happy not to see that, because a lot of times you see with Asian actors, whether you're there for that one scene, it's like, okay, you Asian, no English, okay? Action. And it's irritating. It's just as bad as when they make every Spanish character into the maid or the psychic. It's the same thing.
Or of course the villain with the mustache, because us mustachio men are villains.
Or the most interesting man in the world, one of the two. So basically, that's my personal opinion of the show, and then Ralph's been watching the show as well. I am enjoying the fights. I am enjoying the cerebralness of, like, as you're watching, like, what's going on, using this as a chess piece and kind of just going back and forth. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I only think he has to work on his hanging stance and a couple of his stances in Kung Fu, but that's...
You heard that, Iron Fist?
I'm just saying, coming from college, yeah. You need to work on just a few stances, but she's still cute though. But yeah. So yeah, please feel free. I'm what?
You're still cute though.
I'm serious. I get hit. Listen, I've gotten hit for having my stances wrong. You don't understand. Like Shifu was very quick to like put his foot on me and be like, wait, hold on. There we go. So he's like, yeah, straighten. And I'm like, why are you doing this? You will become very good at kung fu. You will fix your stance. Like, stop crying. Like, you know. I love you, Shifu. But he knows I do. But that's about it. The only thing that I disliked is that Colleen Wing, you know, the daughter of the dragon, she's hardcore. When she's like in those cage fights, she's like, yeah, she's losing her mind and she's like ripping people's, she's just going ballistic, freaking out, and doing her whole thing. And then there are these moments where it's like,
I got a paper cut.
Right, and then Danny has to run and like, babe,
I'll save you.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what are we doing?
But that's the same problem we have with Jessica Jones. You have the strong female character, and all of a sudden she gets female down, in other words, where she has to be protected, or she has to, oh my God, I'm so hurt. Oh, what am I gonna do? I'm like, dude, you're a tough person.
But yeah, like for me personally as a female, I love seeing strong female characters, and that's what makes Wonder Woman so fantastic to everyone. That's why every female is like, Wonder Woman. The only problem with Wonder Woman is that she's too freaking perfect, so none of us can relate to her. We're just trying to aim for her, so most of us turn into Harley Quinn. Shut up. So I just need pudding. But that's primarily it. So I wanted you, let's go. We don't really have a script.
No, as you can tell.
On how to talk about.
But when we start conversating about these shows and geeking out, we need the script.
Did you know that's only a New York thing?
What?
To say conversating?
It's only a New York thing to say conversating?
Yeah, it is.
Because we're conversating here?
I'm sitting, no.
What is it? We're going to go over to your houses and we're going to conversate?
There's a Kentucky in there.
Oh, okay.
And I said conversating. He's like, that's not the correct word. And I was like, it's conversating. What? He's like, it's conversating. But that's a whole other episode.
One of the things I heard out there is that the villains are boring. After watching this, I don't really see them as boring. They're just very cerebral. And, they kick butt as well, but they're not stupid, and I get it. You guys are out there, you want to see Iron Fist do a lot of action, do a lot of kung fu, that's what you're thinking Iron Fist is. But you need villains that know what they're doing, that they're planning, that aren't 3D versions of themselves. And I really do not find these villains as boring. I don't know about you, but this is what I was hearing out there when I was on the internet, and everybody's going, oh, Iron Fist sucks. And I'm like, okay, why does Iron Fist suck? Because it does. I'm just kidding. There's people out there with legitimate arguments, and I'm not going to say that Iron Fist is perfect. I think it's a very good show. It has its faults, but come on now. I have another friend of mine who's been telling me that the only reason that this show is not getting a fair shake is because of the controversy of the fact that they chose a white actor to play Danny Rand. Of course, like Chantal just said, Danny Rand, the original Iron Fist, is a white character. If you want an Asian character, why don't you do what? You know what we're talking about? Master of Kung Fu! There you go, you got an Asian character. Why are we running around trying to take these characters that are something else and making them into something else? If you want to make the Iron Fist into Asian, into a black person, why don't you say, well, the original Iron Fist got killed off, and this is the Iron Fist that's replacing that Iron Fist. Give me a backstory. Tell me why all of a sudden now, and don't do cookie cutter, because one of the problems we're having is that we're doing cookie cutter. So we make a black hero into what used to be a white hero, but they're not really black, or they're not really Asian, or they're not really Hispanic. They just say, well, look, he's the character. And you're like, okay, so what's his background? What's going on?
What motivates him? Like, the things in life for you tend to push you. Like for me in particular, I've had some dark things happen to me, so I tend to be extremely extra overprotective, particularly over young women. Not all women are nice, so those are the ones that get ditched, but nonetheless, I'm very naturally, it's just me, it's very maternal, because I remember the things that happened to me, so my instinct is to go, I have to protect them, even if they don't need it. That's my instinct. So, and if I was to become a superhero, it'd probably be because I would be running around kicking anyone's ass who is messing with any girl that I saw, like, what you doing? Bruh, no means no. Like, I'm very quick to do that. Mind you, if you saw me in public, I'd be in a book and I'd be like, I don't want to talk to people. But that's my personal motivation. I also can't stand bullying. It pisses me off. It sets me off. Whether you're bullying someone for like a hot second and they're like, yeah, I can say whatever I want. I'm that person that will get in your face like, yo, bruh, I see you, what you doing? And we talking to them like that. Like, I get in people's faces.
Yeah. And I usually gotta back this up.
But it's true though, because I think it's wrong. I've been so excessively bullied, and I don't care like if it's me, but let someone say someone just like something like in front of me, or say it to one of my friends.
Yeah.
The Brooklyn girl comes out. So
what are you talking about? I'm walking here.
He's only teasing me because whenever I actually get angry without thinking, my actual natural accent comes out, and it's actually from Brooklyn, even though I was raised in the Bronx.
You explain that to me. How is she from the Bronx and has a Brooklyn accent? Does that make sense to you?
Listen, people when I was growing up used to think I was actually from Brooklyn, and then like, you dress and act and talk it, and I don't even know what that means still to this day. But anyway, back to Iron Fist. That's the whole point of what Ralph is saying. There's a reason. Think of the things that you're passionate about, or something that happened to you that ever since then you're like, no, that's not going down like that. That's what happens. So when you change a character, you're like, they're just gonna be black now. Like, okay, but their family, the way they do things, if you suddenly make the character Chinese when the character was originally white, he's gonna have a whole different background. He's gonna have a whole different way of thinking. I mean, just the way how you were raised, the way you think, the reason why you think. I truly believe people are a mold of their genetics as well as what they were raised with. And I feel like it's really just a blend. It's a matter of what tends to level out the other for each person. So when you racially change a character, just because like, well, this will keep my happy, you're not, because you're not really owning up to the backstory of what really makes them them. The character is real. Any writer could tell you that. Those people are real and they talk to you. Shh, she's listening.
Of course they are. Let's use an example here. They were thinking of making the new Spider-Man Miles Morales. I have no issue with that. The only problem is you need to explain Peter Parker. Because the reason that Miles Morales becomes Spider-Man is because Peter Parker dies. Spoiler alert, in case you didn't know that. So, you can't have Miles Morales be Spider-Man out of nowhere. You need that backstory. You can't just throw him in there. And I know what you're saying, Ralph, yes we can. We can throw him right in there and he could be Miles Morales, the minority Spider-Man from the get-go. Yeah, but there's no backstory there. There's nothing there. How are you doing this? You know, there's a reason why Miles Morales becomes Spider-Man. There's a reason why he takes on the mantle. It's a very heroic reason. She's doing stuff again, isn't she? But you understand what I'm saying. You know, you need that backstory. As a writer, one of the most important things that you need to do is make sure you have backstory. Make sure you know why your character is doing what he's doing. You can't just throw your character in there and go, oh, he's doing it because he's doing it.
It doesn't work that way. Nobody does things just because they're just doing it. Take Batman, for example. There's a reason why Batman has such a strong following, because of his sensitivity when it comes to his parents. And it's known in every fight, every villain, everywhere he goes, everyone knows you do not mention Martha. You just don't do it unless he's beating the crap out of you and your mom happens to have that name too and you just want him to stop.
Wait a minute. Your mom's named Martha too?
Is that why you've been saying it so much?
Oh my god, we need to be friends now. Yes, the movies have issues, we agree. But DC is not doing that bad of a job.
However, yes, that's true. DC is not. They're just attacking it for no freaking reason. But the same people are complaining and you're like, you can't You can't just do that. There has to be a reason. And Batman has a reason, and he sticks to that reason. That's what makes him so realistic, because in your sense, you're like, man, if some dude just randomly killed my parents in an alley, you're like, yeah, man. You know, don't get me wrong. Superman comes from a little bit of an unrealistic approach. You're like, oh, his planet blew up.
Ah, come on, we both know it's the Moses story. Moses is put on the Nile, he's sent over. Come on, it's the same story.
Oh, help these stupid people. You know, Wonder Woman, she's a strong character, but she has her reason. She was trained as a warrior. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a motivation. And if someone's trained as a warrior, at some point, if you really don't have much of a battle to fight, you start to question your own purpose. And again, that becomes your journey. That's, if you don't have that in the, I mean, no one wakes up and goes, I'm gonna be a superhero today. There are actual vigilantes that actually run through the streets in costume, whatever it is that they decide to wear, and hidden gear. And I applaud those people because they're actually out there helping people. They're risking their lives. It's not like a comic book where you're like, the hero's always gonna win. Some of these people do get killed. And they risk their lives because they want to save someone else. And I mean that. These people are real. What motivated them? What made them get up and go, I'm gonna be just like Kick-Ass, I'm gonna be just like Batman? And they're not cosplayers, they're really people out there saving it. So when you do that into a book and you just go, well, we're just gonna make him Asian, we're gonna just make this one Indian. Why? I wanna see the cultural references, I wanna see that. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to see that. So when I look at Iron Fist, I'm not seeing the complaints because I'm like, no, Iron Fist has a diverse cast. I've never seen so many colors in my life. It was like, oh my god, look, they got the whole rainbow. It's really well diverse, and I really, really adore that about it. Yes, the main character is white. However, for this particular storyline, I happen to think it's actually fitting. What you did with Doctor Strange, no. Ghost in the Shell, no. I'm not saying, I get it, she's a cyborg. She's not supposed to have an ethnicity, but her shell is Japanese.
Right.
And that's just how I personally feel. And other people, some people feel like there's no market for it. There's a market for it. We're out there now, and a lot of us are kind of pissed off that there's not enough for us in leads.
We want to see ourselves as superheroes. We want to see ourselves as actors, main heroes. What we want to be the protagonist.
In America.
We're tired of being the Spanish villain. You know you're a crackhead.
Well, no, I'm supposed to be like the baby mama.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, that's, hold on. Because he left me. He left me. I know, because I go to castings. Well, it's either that or it's the, oh, you look like one of those Black and East girls. Or, oh, she would do really good as a pothead because she has the natural chink. Yeah, that'll look great on TV.
We wish we were kidding. This is actually stuff that's happened to her.
I wish. Yeah, that's a series by itself. Shit they say at castings.
Exactly. There you go, next episode.
But that's the whole thing. And personally, much like how I was on my ramp thing, a tirade about the Dawn of Justice, which I happen to like very much. Although they changed things, yes, but I liked the way they changed it. The only thing I didn't like was Aquaman's gay entrance. It was like, oh no. Wait, hold on, let me do it right.
Oh, right.
Oh no, I'm a fish. Oh.
I have to admit, they gave him a saving grace in that new trailer, where he looks really badass.
With Barnacle Boy?
No, that's SpongeBob.
You sure? Because I'm pretty sure that's the same thing.
No. A little snippet of trailers makes this Justice League look good, and I'm hoping that it is good.
As long as Wonder Woman's in it, she did an excellent job with that. She really brought out the warriorness of, of Diana. I mean, you gotta love it. By the way, that's my middle name.
I wonder why.
We practically like cousins. But yeah, so what are the things that you did have an issue with in regards to Iron Fist?
They're all kind of small. They're all, what would you call it? Of course, little issues like with what we were talking about with the Colleen.
Yes.
Yeah. Where she's this tough, bad chick, and all of a sudden somebody goes like this. No, you're not doing it justice. Wait. You're not doing it justice. You need to.
Oh wait.
Look, they go like this to her.
Daddy!
I only had small technical issues, small little things that happens in these type of things, in these type of shows. You know, I've had more of an issue with Jessica Jones because I really do think it's such a strong character.
He really did.
Why are you dumbing her down? Why are you making her into this weakness of
He's
a female?
He's like flipping tables. Ah!
Women are strong, man. You know, stop trying to pretend they're not.
We popped your ass out.
Oh, in your face.
I'm just saying, to carry a human being and then give birth to it and then it goes back and then so we can have sex afterwards. I don't know. I'm just saying, you want something weak, it should be stiff.
Anyway.
The ladies love it. He has a daughter, by the way.
God.
That's his other motivation. When he sees these shows, he wants his daughter to go, I can be a strong woman. She's like 8.
I want my daughter to live in a world where she can be whatever she wants to be. And I told her that. You can be whatever you want to be.
And not just a princess.
Don't let any guy tell you anything. You are as powerful as they are. Even more sometimes. Because that is important. It's a great message. Women do not need to be the lesser being. We're equal. Adam and Eve. Yeah.
So I wasn't taken from the rib, or I'm kidding.
And it's not like I talked about Lilith or Sarah.
Hey, Lilith was badass. She's not
a little too bad.
Listen, she was fantastic in Supernatural. I was kind of rooting for her, but I just love Dean so much. I was like, no, not Dean. Not Dean. I need him.
Anyway, Iron Fist. We liked the show. It was very good. It was very nice. We think it's a very good show.
It is. Right? So watch it, stop complaining, and open your minds up to this. Like, don't close your mind like, I'm not gonna watch it, it's racist, because it's not. Okay? It's diverse, exactly. It's fun, and it's also a show that you can really enjoy.
Give it a chance. Don't go, oh, they said it's a racist show because they don't have a lead Asian actor. Watch the show, see what it is.
Then formulate your opinion.
Exactly. The other thing is that stop letting other people formulate your opinion for you. Reviewers are there to review a show and let you know what they think of the show.
We want to know what you think.
Exactly. Formulate your own opinion. You know, go out there, watch the stuff. Stop letting people tell you what to do, what to think.
Word.
Exactly.
To your mother.
Bingo. What's his name? What? Oh, okay. Anyway, you guys have questions for us? Because I know you do. You're like, Ralph, how can you possibly like Iron Fist? That is such wrongness, and it's such a sucky show. I hope you talk better than that because I want a better argument. I used to be in debate club.
This is the internet. I think you're asking for too much.
Okay.
But no, really, do let us know what you think in the comments. Tell us what you think. Give us thumbs up, thumbs down. I'd prefer a thumbs up because I don't want to have to come and twist your hand. Love you. No, but seriously though, leave us a comment. Find us out on Twitter. Make sure you check us out on #TeamBittenApple. Okay.
Word.
To your mother. And then let me know which apple bite you like best. I mean, just let us know. By the way, that was a terrible whoop whoop. What was that?
What?